Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Good evening. It is officially evening. For me, after 6 p.m., it's evening. So, regardless of the season, it's evening. So right now the time is approximately 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. The moon is in Capricorn, and the sun is transiting in Cancer. Tomorrow, Monday, July 3rd, 2023, is the date of the full moon in Capricorn. And you know what I'll be singing? Full moon on Monday, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, welcome to the official video of the Llewellyn's 2023 Tarot Calendar July 2023 installment. And we have this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous royal purple with the gold trim. And yes, there's going to be a spread. So I'm going to see if Drake can do a close-up of the actual listing. I feel like Vanna White. Anybody want to buy a vowel? Anyway, so we have the focus on the Page of Wands. We have a little blurb about the Page of Wands. We have a focus on the symbol, and we have the Royal Advice spread. Interesting. So, Page of Wands. This Page of Wands is from the traditional manga tarot. You know, it's funny. There is an anime convention coming up in New York City, and I keep forgetting about it. So I think that if I'm going to ever attend, I need to get on their mailing list. And note to self, but I'm going to write it down in between this video and the next video. So, this is what the Barbara Moore writes about the Page of Wands. All the pages are enthusiastic, but this one has the most contagious energy of them all. His energy encourages everyone to get on board for a plan, even if he lacks the experience to carry it out himself. I've always looked at pages as thoughts and ideas not in motion. Like, no action taken right now. And the Page of Wands, I've always looked at the card of the spiritual apprentice. Like, this is somebody who is a student of somebody teaching something metaphysical, magical, mystical, or spiritual. And remember, according to the American Tarot Association, the suit of wands have to do with spiritual and psychic development. The symbol, the salamander. On the King of Wands, salamanders have their tails in their mouths. Very much like the Ouroboros, the snake with its tail in its mouth. Making a complete circle, a sign of mastery. The pages don't meet, symbolizing a lack of experience. The pages, meaning the salamander on the Page of Wands, do not meet. The head does not meet its tail, symbolizing a lack of experience. Also keep in mind that in magical traditions, there are elementals that are associated with the elements. There are elemental spirits that are associated with the arcane elements. For the element of fire, that elemental spirit is called our salamanders. By the way, for the element of water, the undines. For the element of air, the sylphs. Capital S as in Sam, Y-L-P-H-S, sylphs, plural, sylph, singular. And for the pentacles, for the element of earth, the gnomes. I know those gnomes. The Royal Advice spread. You know, it's really interesting because I recently put my copy of the Soul Cats Tarot, which was written by Lisa Robertson and illustrated by Adam Ohlers. There is the cover there. I recently put it in this beautiful pouch that somebody who's been using my psychic services for almost 30 years gave me 1 year for the holidays. And this is also a Llewellyn pouch, and it depicts Bastet. And it's so funny because, you know, I still remember the very first thing that I ever read about this beloved Egyptian cat-headed goddess is that her left eye is the moon and her right eye is the sun. You have the red and you have this yellow, so you have these fiery solar colors that are represented. So it's a 6-card spread. I'm going to read the spread first, and then I'm going to lay out the cards. And I'm actually going to move a few things so that I can have more room to do that. Okay, so this spread can give advice about any situation. Each rank gets a chance to share their advice. Pages focus on understanding the nature of the energy present. Knights have their eyes on a goal, as in keep your eyes on the prize. Queens take care of things, nourishers, nurturers, and creatrices, since queens traditionally represent creative energy. And kings organize and solve. Kings also direct, traditionally speaking, because they are the directors of the court cards, traditionally speaking. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to shuffle, put this here first. I'm going to shuffle the deck. Thank you, High Priestess. And as I shuffle these cards, I call upon all the spirits. I call upon all the goddesses, gods, ascended masters, archangels, angels. I call upon the saints. I call upon the ancestors. I call upon my ancestors and the ancestors of every person watching this video, so that this royal advice spread can give guidance to the collective. Is this card 1? Yes, it is. And help us all move forward. I think it's going to be a very heavy storm, so I'm hoping that there's enough light. Mr. Cameraman didn't hear me, so let me repeat what I just said. Mr. Cameraman, are you listening? I feel that there's going to be a heavy storm coming, and I'm concerned about a lack of light. Is that better? Thank you. Okay, so I shuffled the deck with the exception of the first card. I put the rest of the deck to the side, cut it, put it back together. So this is card number 1, this is card 2, this is card 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to make it look a little prettier than that. One moment, please. Okay. Card 1. The situation. An aspect of the situation requiring the most attention. And again, this is for the collective. The Magician. The Magician. Key 1 in the Major Arcana. So the situation has to do with something that is beginning, or something that is beginning anew. A new project, a new beginning after an ending, a new door opening after the closing of another door, or a new way of living life. And because the Magician card is about one's personal magic, one's own magic. It's about taking the collective's magic, each individual member of the collective, or to make it simpler to describe, all of you in YouTube land, every one of you. Let's say, for example, there are 500 people that watch this video. So all 500 of you are going to absolutely focus on your own magic, the developing of your magic, the strengthening of your magic, the heightening of your magic. Card number 2, page. Something that needs to be investigated further and understood better. 9 of Swords. So that bitch that's living rent-free in your head, why are you letting that dirty-ass bitch cause you to lose sleep at night? Why? Why? Because that dirty-ass bitch ain't worth it. Evict the dirty-ass bitch from living rent-free in your head with the quickness. Card number 3, the Knight. Something that is important and needs to be accomplished quickly. The Empress. The Empress is about honoring the love goddess within you. So, what loving do you need to give yourself? What kind of love do you need to give yourself? Have you been denying yourself buying a new deck because of bills and expenses? Have you been denying yourself the opportunity to have an entire day where you lounge in bed and watch videos? Are you denying yourself something because of something else or someone else? Give yourself permission to indulge in something. Give yourself permission to do something that you feel that you don't have the time to do, or the money to do, or the experience to do, or the anything else to do. Card number 4, Queen. Something that needs to be nurtured or taken care of. 8 of Cups. What's coming up for me for the collective is the need to embrace letting go. The need to embrace surrendering and releasing, banishing and dissolving. You know, I don't remember where I read this, but some people argue that instead of letting go of something the night before or the night of a full moon, hold on to it. At its core, the lunar phase of a full moon represents completion. So what do you need to complete so that you can be more complete, so that you can go forward, so that you can move forward? And it's a Cups card. So there is also this thing about giving a lot of love to yourself right now. Nourishing yourself, nurturing yourself, hydrating yourself, making sure that you're taking extra special care of yourself. I have been saying for years and years that taking care of other people is important, but not at the cost of sacrificing yourself. I love the analogy of how a car will not run without fuel. And I always get a kick out of using that analogy because I don't have a car. I don't even have a driver's license. Where I live, there's no extreme need for it. In fact, really, where I live, there is no need for it at all. And the irony is that given where I live, I could get a parking spot assigned to me if I did have a car. But the fact of the matter is that I've never felt comfortable raising my rates because I have a car payment due. That doesn't sit right with me, quite frankly. If and when I raise my rates, it'll be because I'm guided and led, not because I'm short on the rent. I can't do it that way. I can't, but I digress. So it's also about nourishing and nurturing your emotions and making sure that you're fueled up before you take care of another person, before you even take care of yourself, before you take your next step forward. King, card number 5. Something that needs to be organized or solved. Justice. Banishing the injustice from your life, from your world, once and for all. Now, I am well aware of the fact that in the United States of America, a lot of people are not given justice because of their ethnic background, because of the color of their skin, because of their sexual orientation, because of their gender. And what I'm going to say to those of you who are not white and Christian and heterosexual and male is that banish from your consciousness the thoughts of injustice that are preventing you from moving forward, that are preventing you even ever so slightly from experiencing and attracting into your life and world justice, true justice, real justice. And notice, okay, I'm going to reserve what I was about to say until I look at the last card in the spread. Card number 6, a plan. Advice for tying everything together for a good plan. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Okay. Okay. So I just want to say something before I go any further. The previous video that Drake and I recorded was the Many Moons July 2023 video. That one also had a 6-card spread. The Strength card, which is now here, was here. The Justice card, which is now here, was here. And what I did not notice initially at the time, using the tarot deck that I used for that spread, is that in that tarot deck, Strength is key 11, Justice is key 8. But in this tarot deck, Strength is key 8, Justice is key 11. So your heart's guidance and the radiating of your heart chakra is the advice for tying all of the components of this plan together. Said more simply, what does your heart want to do? What does your heart want you to do with regards to this conflict? What does your heart want you to do to dissolve this conflict? And the final message card is the Wheel, more commonly known as the Wheel of Fortune. We now have all together in this spread 5 major arcana cards, 1 Cups card, and 1 Swords card. So it is about balancing your emotions with your intellect, mind, balancing heart and love and intuition with mind and imagination, and allowing yourself to know the power that you have in altering the course of your destiny. I am being guided and led to do two things as we conclude this video. First, I highly recommend doing the following meditation at least once every day. Take your left hand and place it over your heart chakra. Take your right hand and place it over your left hand. And then breathe by inhaling through your mouth and exhaling through your nose. If you do this for at least 1 minute every day, you will attract miracles into your life. And the other thing is I'm going to recommend a spiritual decree that I have recommended to clients, friends, and students when I used to lead metaphysical classes for years and years and years. I'm going to transcribe it in this video, in the description box, but I'm going to read it to you now. And this is what you say, out loud, or at least whisper it. No person, thing, or event can keep from me that which the universe has for me now. All that has been done against me now helps me. Say that for a minimum of 3 times in a row, but if you are dealing with a situation that is very intense, and if at the extreme level dire, say it 100 times or more. I have said this very same spiritual decree in a day more than 300 times. And I am alive and I'm breathing. So as far as I'm concerned, it has literally saved my life. And probably on more than one occasion too. I want to thank Llewellyn Publications for publishing yet another Llewellyn's Tarot Calendar. I want to thank the Barbara Moore for writing all the insights, spreads, and tips. And I want to thank all of you in YouTube. I also want to thank Lisa Robertson and Adam Ohlers for co-creating the Soul Cats Tarot. And I want to thank all of you in YouTubeLand for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person, for my YouTube videos and everything he does, as well as honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel, and thank you for scheduling your sessions. And I am offering until Friday, July 21st, 2023, a summer solstice special. 50% off my fees for my psychic services. This is only applicable to my fees outside of public venues, so I cannot offer you a 50% discount on my fees outside for my fees at the Moon, Serpent, and Bone markets. It just means that these are my fees outside of the Moon, Serpent, and Bone markets. Anyway, thank you to all of you. I hope that for the collective, this brought you insight, clarity, illumination, and guidance. And stay tuned for the next video.